chapter 7, confidence interval and sample size. This chapter you can turn to page 371. Page 371. Of course lah, if you want a further elaboration, understanding, you can read. Okay, the page 371, 370 ni, they have a lots of wording here, yeah. You can read lah here by your own if you are interested in statistics. I go directly to the example 7.1. This 7.1 you can turn to page 373. Okay, along the way when we do the question, the example, maybe the understanding will come together. Okay, we come together about the confidence interval, about the sample size. Sample size is very important because we want to decide which statistical analysis that we want to use. Jadi without the sample size, then it will be difficult for you lah to understand what statistical analysis you want to use, specifically for the parametric. Before this, I explained on inferential statistics, they have a parametric and non-parametric. Parametric, they are using the what we call that before this, normal distribution curve. Okay, normal distribution curve. But for the non-parametric, they will not based on the normal distribution curve. Maybe the curve itself skewed to the left or skewed to the right, and it cannot be used in the analysis of the data. Okay, we go directly to 7.1. A researcher wished to estimate the number of days it takes an automobile dealer to sell a Chevrolet Aveo, a sample of 50 cars. Okay, sample 50 cars. Had a mean time of the dealer lot 54 days. Assume the population standard deviation to be 6 days. Find the best point estimate of the population mean and the 95% confidence interval of the population mean. Okay, here they want you to find best point estimate. What is the best point estimate? You can turn to page 370, yeah, 370. At the bottom of the pages too, they have definitions of the point estimate. I just read to you. You can turn to page 370. Hopefully you are good enough lah, rajin lah untuk buka muka surat 370 and look dekat bawah muka surat tu ada point estimate. Kemudian dia ada tulis dekat situ, the best point estimate of the population mean is a sample mean. Jadi maksudnya sample mean tu adalah best point estimate. Jadi kalau dia tanya soalan best point estimate tu apa, is a sample mean. Jadi dalam ni sample mean kita ada 54 days. Itulah jawapannya. Okay, itulah jawapan dia, 54 days. Kamu please write up in the good sentence lah, in the good sentence, in the proper sentence. Saya ni nak terang saja, ya. I want to explain only about this one. Okay, kemudian kita ada second part. Dia mention that find the best point estimate of the population and 95% confidence interval of the population mean. When we said about 95% confidence intervals, it involves the distribution curve. Okay, it involves the distribution curve. This one you need to have an understanding how to get the alpha value. Why the alpha value is very important? Because here in the formula they have the alpha. Okay, they have the alpha here, the Z score for the alpha. Here also the similar, the same. Then 95% is equals to, not equal to, okay, betul lah, equal to, equal to 0.95. When we draw the distribution curve, what is the meaning of 95% or 0.95 is the area under the graph. We have mean here equals to 0, area under the graph that tell us 0.95. Jadi area under the graph. What is the rest? How about the rest? Okay, here we still do not have any information. Here also the left side and also the right side, no information about that. But if we know that area under the graph in total equals to 1, that means we can find the left area and the right tail area. Tail ya ni ekor bahagian kiri, ekor bahagian kanan. Kita boleh cari dia punya area under the graph. We can find the area under the graph. How we can find? We need to minus with 1. Then we have 1 minus 0.95 equals to 0.05. But that's not the answer. Ini bukan jawapan dia ya. Sebab apa? You need to know that this 0.05 is a combination of the right and also the left. And the left and the right area is equal. Right equals to the left. That means we can divide by 2. And we get 0.025. The right area is 0.025. The left area is 0.025. Why 0.025 is important? Because we want to find the Z score here. Okay, Z score. If we are using the positive side here, okay, the positive one, this is the area. That means you need to use the inside data. Okay, not the backbone ni. Bukan tulang kat tepi ni ya. Bukan bone at the side ni, bukan tulang kat tepi tu. Jadi how we want to find the value of this Z? Macam mana kita nak dapatkan? Kita kena minus with 1. Kenapa minus with 1? Sebab area sini dia akan merujuk kepada kawasan sini. Dia akan refer to this area. Jadi dia tak akan bagi area yang kecil. Tapi masalahnya sini kita ada the smaller area. Jadi we need to minus with 1. After we minus with 1, ni minus with 1 lah. Mana nak tulis ni? One minus 0.025 equals to 0.075, right? Okay, 0.075. Then we can, not 0.975. Okay. Biasalah bila congak ni mestilah ada salah kan. Saya pun tak adalah pandai sangat matematik ni. Walaupun dulu SPM dapat A lah. Okay, matematik tambahan dengan matematik. However, we need to use the table here to find inside. Okay, where is the 975? 975 here, 975. What is the value? 1.96. Then we get the Z here, the value for the Z 1.96. Okay, here is positive 1.96. However, for this part, okay, A alpha divided by 2 equal to negative 1.96. Okay, 1.96 because of the area is negative. Okay, now after that we determine the value for this one, we can extract out other information. For example, the mean here. What is the mean here? The mean for the sample 54. What is the standard deviation? 6. Okay. Other than that, the sample, number of sample 50. 54 minus, we have 1/96. Kamu tak perlulah letak negatif banyak kali ya, tak payah, letak je 1.96, and then inside the bracket we have 6 divided by square root 50, and then we have the mean. Here we have 54 plus 1.96, 6 over square root 50. Okay, that's how you doing it. Kemudian tekanlah calculator. Nak tekan calculator pun saya nak tunjuk juga kan. 54 minus 1.96 times inside the bracket, we put the 6 square root 50, close the bracket. What is the answer? 52.34. Then how about the other? Jadi kita tukarlah, yang ni jadi tambah kan, plus. Okay, 55.66. Then we try to compare what is the answer in the textbook 373, page 373 ya. Here is a page 373. The answer similar lah, betul lah ya. Cuma dia bundarkan di sini 55.7. Okay, 55.7. This is the confidence interval. If you look at this one, they using Z. When using Z, you see that the number of sample here, the end value is 50. Very important here, number of sample. That's why when you do the experiment, the lab, I want you to get more than 30. Why more than 30? When they are more than 30, they are more solid, the argument or the statement is more solid compared to less than 30. Because of the more than 30, the higher the number of sample, it reach to the population sample. Jadi semakin banyak bilangan sampel tu, dia semakin menghampiri nilai populasi. Tapi semakin sikit, dia semakin deviate from the population. Dan kalau yang ini 50, kita boleh guna this formula. Tapi kalau less than 30, we cannot use this formula. Okay, less than 30, we cannot use this formula. Okay, 7.2. Number of customer. A large department store found that its average 362 customer per hour. Assume that the standard deviation is 29.6 and a random sample of 40 hours was used to determine the average. Find 99% confidence interval. If you look at this, the average is 362. Okay lah, 362. Standard deviation is 29. Okay, and they have a 99%. Okay, here we can see that this is more on the populations. Okay, more on the populations because of high number of customer here. 99%. I will show again about the 99%, yeah, to make sure that you understand how to get the alpha value. 99% equals to 0.99. If we draw a curve diagram, then it will locate at the middle, 0.99. What is the rest? We need to minus with 1. Jadi 1 minus 0.99 equals to 0.01. And then this 0.01 represent the area for this part. Okay, area for this part, area for this part. Okay, and then we divide by 2. After we divide by 2, we get 0.005. Okay, that means this area is 0.05. This area is 0.05. How to get the Z alpha over 2? Z alpha over 2 we need to minus with 1, equals to 1 minus 0.005 equals to 0.995. Okay, cuba tekan calculator ni. 1 minus 0.005 equals to 0.995. Okay, that's the one that we want to use. Now we try to find the Z score. How to find? Please ya, jangan ambil daripada tepi ni. Saya dah sebut banyak kali ni, jangan ambil daripada tepi tu. Nanti tengoklah, bila kamu jawab exam nanti, kamu pening kepala mana nak ambil. Tak payahlah kamu punya markah. Okay, I try all my best to explain many times. Okay, how to do the how to find the area and also the Z score. 995. Where is 995? Okay, at the bottom here we have the 995. 99. Here is more likely to be choose lah, because the range is very near 2.57. Then we have the value for the Z is 2.57. But the book they're using 2.58. Okay lah. Okay, kalau kamu tengok 2.58, 2.57 jauh tak? Tak jauh kan, dekat je. Plus minus ni minus 0.01. Tak ada masalah lah. Okay, lain lah. Kamu, dia punya jawapan 2.58, tapi kamu dapat 2.9. This too far. Tapi kalau setakat 2.57, 2.58 still can be acceptable. Boleh diterima. Okay, no worries. Jadi kita dapat Z value equals to 2.57. Then please ya, saya selalu bagi tahu, bila kita buat trying to solve any equation, please write first the formula. Kita kena tulis dulu formula. Biasakan diri tulis formula. We organize our answer. Kita susun jawapan kita tu accordingly. Then what is the value of X? Mean is 362. Value of standard deviation equals to 29.6. The value of N equals to 40. Okay, the value of N. Okay, now we insert the value 362 minus 2.57 inside the bracket, 229.6 divided by square root N 40. Okay, if you look at this, don't worry too much. Nampak macam panjang equation dia, sebenarnya tak ada apa pun. It's not that complicated. Kamu tengok sini dia negatif, this one dia positif. Dia equation yang sama. Okay, equation yang sama, dia minus with this one, yang ni this one dia plus. Of course lah, kawasan sini akan jadi lagi tinggi, sini akan jadi lagi tinggi, sini akan rendah. Okay, insert lah ya. Kemudian cuba kira lah. Saya sebenarnya tak nak kira ni, tapi okay, tak payah lah. Square bracket square root 40, close the bracket, 350.3. Kemudian we can change to plus. The value will 373.7. This is the estimation confident interval from 350 to 373 or 374. Boleh ya? Tak ada masalah. Okay, now we move to the next one. Okay, this one you do by yourself lah ya. Cubalah buat. Kamu janganlah tak cuba buat. Bila kamu tak cuba buat, you will not involved in the problem. When you not involved with the problem, it will difficult for you to solve for the next or the future time. Jadi pastikan kamu cuba buat. 7.3, the answer is in the textbook, page 376. And then we go to sample size. Okay, this sample size, just insert the value inside the formula for this sample size. It rarely come on the final exam. Okay, hopefully it will not come lah in your final exam, because this chapter I will not doing it for the test or the quiz. If I'm not mistaken, lecturer from Sabah and also Pahang will do the test. Okay, how to solve 7.4? A scientist wish to estimate average depth of a river. He want to be 99% confidence that the estimate accurate within 2 feet. From a previous study, the standard deviation of the depth measure was 4.33 feet. Here we have the information about 99% confident interval. Of course, you need to find the z-score. Okay, you need to find the z-score. According to the books, z-score, saya tak nak buat lah ya, z-score ni macam mana nak cari. Supposedly, I show already 2 example how to find the z-score. You're supposed to understand and can find the z-score by yourself lah. Kalau tak faham tak apa, nanti mungkin dalam kelas you can ask again. Tapi selalunya student degree ni dia segan nak tanya. Saya tak tahu sebab apa. Saya dulu mengajar sekolah, pelajar sekolah ni memang cukup aktif, ada je soalan nak tanya. Kadang-kadang malam-malam pun mesej tanya. 0.0, jadi jawapan dia 2.58. Kemudian we have the E. The E here is 2 feet. E here is 2 feet. The standard deviation is 4.33. Then you insert the value, you get the value of n. Macam mana nak insert value? Yang ni pun masalah lah juga kan. Semua nak akan tunjuk divide by 2 square. Okay, jadi tekanlah calculator. Inside the bracket, 2.58 times 4.33, and then sorry, 2, 4, 8. Dah tekan pula dah. 2, close the bracket, square. The answer will be 31.2. Is it correct? Yes, correct. Similar to the answer in the textbook. Okay. Now we move to another type of test. Okay, that involving the table F. Okay. Tadi kita guna table E. Yang ni kita guna table F. Macam mana kita nak tahu how we want to determine whether to use table E or F based on the sample size. Here sample size is 22. They are less than 30. Less than 30. Dia kurang daripada 30. The sample size less than 30. Kita guna T. Kita guna table E, table F. Yang atas ni, if you look carefully, this one, the sample size, a sample of 50. 50 ni dia above than 30. Then we use Z. Z ni adalah table E. Then we have a random sample of 40. 40 is above than 30. We using Z. Table E. This one pun 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, ni ada 30 credit union. Jadi this one pun still acceptable. We use the Z. Penat saya kira ada dalam ni. Okay. Jadi mean and standard deviation you need to find lah. Very simple. Previously we have the formula. We use the formula inside the insert the value inside the formula, then we get the standard deviation and also the mean. Here not related. Here we have 22. Then 22 we need to use T here. Okay, T here. A random sample of 10 children. We need to use T here. Represent need this one. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to use T here. Then they have another type. For this one we use Z, but the formula is quite different because it involves the fraction or percentage or proportion. When they involve the proportion, percentage, fraction, this is the formula. But here we use the Z. When we use the Z, is a table E. Why the table E is very important, or table F very important? We want to find the area under graph. Why this area under graph? So that we can make assumptions about the population. What happened? In the percentage way, what happened? How many of the person involved on that event? Then we can get basically based on the table E or F regarding to the number of sample. If the number of sample above than 30 and above, then we can use table E, the Z score. But if less than 30, we cannot use the table E, we use table F. Okay, we use table F. Here, then, finish about that. Here, when we see about the variance, okay, variance and standard deviation, they give you information about variance and standard deviation. This is the formula for the confidence interval. Okay, that means here we have a different ways how to find the confidence interval according to the question. If the question give you number of sample higher than 30, then we choose the Z score, Z distribution, table E. If not, we see that the number of sample less than 30, there is a T score or table F. Then if the question they're giving you information about the proportion, fraction or percentage, then you need to use the formula of the proportion. That one based on the z-score. And then we have the variant or standard deviation in the question. You need to use this equation. Okay. Okay, before I explain to you how to solve this question, I need to show to you how to find the t-score here first. Okay, t-score here first. We need to move to chapter 8 first. This chapter 8, it explain how to use the t-score here. Okay, the t. How to find the t. T, we use table F. Okay, T, we use table F. For this one, you need to turn to page 443. Okay, page 443. You can see or you can read lah the description or the discussion there, how they find the value for t. The t value, right tail t test. When okay, I read, find the critical t value for alpha 0.05 with degree of freedom 16 for a right tail t test. When they said about right tail t test, this is one tail. Okay, 8.9. I go this one by one first, yeah, before directly I teach you how to find using the table F. This one, find the critical t value for alpha 0.01 with degree of freedom 22 for a left tail test. Left tail test is one tail. Find the critical value for alpha 0.1 with degree of freedom 2 tail. That means they have 2 tail here. Okay, 2 tail. Find the critical value for alpha 0.05 with degree of freedom 28 for a right tail t test. Right tail, there is one tail also. Then we go how to use the table F. Here we have the degree of freedom. Okay, df. We have df. The first one, df is 16. 16. Where is 16? Here, 16. And they are one tail. Here you can see that they are confident interval, one tail, two tail. Kamu tak perlu lihat ni confident interval, two tail, sebab this one refer to one tail. Jadi kita tengok kepada one tail. Jadi berapa one tail dia? 0.05. Directly we go to 0.05. Kemudian tariklah. Okay, 0.05, 1.7, 1.74, 1.746. That is the answer, 1.746. And then the second one, df is 22, alpha is the 0.01, one tail. Jadi still using the one tail here, but the 22, 0.01 here, 0.01. Okay, please make sure that you line it correctly. 0.01, 2.508, 2.508. Okay, but here the answer 2.508 is wrong, because there are left tail. When we draw the curve distribution for this one, there is a left tail. When they are left tail, their value must be negative. That's why we need to put negative for the left tail. Then we go to alpha 0.1 df 18. df 18. Okay, df 18 alpha 0.1 two tail. That means we need to focus on two tail. No need for one tail, no need for confident interval. Okay, 18. Okay, here 18 0.1 0.1 1.330 1.330 two tail. If there are two tail, that means they have two answer here. Okay, they can be negative 1.330 and positive 1.330. Sorry, salah pula saya ni. Two tail 0.1 kat sini. Apalah. Okay, 1.734 1.734 1.734. Jadi that is the answer. Then we move to 8.11. 8.11 right tail T test. This is one tail. Then we use this 28 right tail 0.05 one tail 0.05 here 28 1.701 1.701 still positive lah sebab right tail T test. That how you want to find the value for the T score. Okay, value for the T score. Now we move back to the chapter 7. Chapter 7 kan? Yeah, chapter 7 for this one. Okay, using table 95% confident interval. Find the T. Okay, find the T. They ask you to find the T. This one in the page. We turn back to the page. Page what ya? Hilang dah saya pun page nya. Page 384. Okay, page 384. T value alpha value 95% confident interval when the sample size. If you look at this, kamu nampak tak? A alpha divide by 2. This equal to 2 tail. This is equal to 2 tail. Maksudnya dia ada right and left value. Okay, dia ada right and left value. Then how to find the DF? Okay, how to find the DF equals to n minus 1. The number of sample size is 22 minus 1. 22 minus 1, and then we get 21. Okay, we have the two tail, we have the DF, the alpha itself is 0.05. Saya tak nak tunjuk lah macam mana dapat 0.05 ni ya. Tolak je lah dengan 1 tolak 0.95. Jadi kita tak payah bagi 2 sebab kita boleh terus tengok dekat sini. Degree of freedom 21, 0.05 ini 21 0.05. What? Two tail 0.05 sini. then we have the T 2.08. Okay, the value is 2.08. No need lah to put it negative and positive sebab ini for the use of the confidence interval. Okay, walaupun kita letak negative 2.08, still we just using the 2.08 to be inserted into the formula. Okay, kamu jangan letak pula nanti jadi negatif, time negatif becoming positif, jadi salah pula kat situ kan, sebab this part dia mesti lower than this part, yang ni dia mesti a bit higher, supaya nanti kita dapat dia punya range between one number to another number. Okay, now we move to 7.6. Okay, 7.6. A random sample of 10 children found that their average growth for the first year was 9.8 inch. Assume the variable is normally distributed. The sample standard deviation is 0.9. Find the 95 confidence interval for the population growth during the first year. Okay. For this one, the alpha, similarly, we need to use 2 tail sebab alpha divided by 2. Okay, the alpha is 0.05. Alpha 0.05. Then we need to find the value. What is the degree of freedom? df equals to n minus 1. What is n? N equals to 10. 10 minus 1 equals to 10 minus 1 equals to 9. df, degree of freedom, is 9. Then you use this table. Uh, 0.05. 0.05. 2 tail, ya. 2 tail 0.05. Here. 9. 2.262. 2.262. 2.262. Hopefully you can catch up with me lah. Kamu boleh ikut saya ni. Saya risau juga kalau dalam kelas ni saya tunjuk lah one by one, go to one person to another person, whether you can do it or not. Tapi ya ini tak boleh tak upaya lah. Kita buat video kan. Okay. Ada orang mesej pula dah. Jadi kita ada mean. What is the value of mean? Average 9.8. Kemudian the standard deviation is 0.96. Okay, we insert the value inside the formula. Mean 9.8 minus 2.262 inside the bracket, the standard deviation, or this one is standard deviation for the sample, because of the t, 0.96 divided by square root 10. Jadi saya tak buat lain tu ya, tapi kamu kena tunjuk lah juga ya. Kamu jangan tak tunjuk pula. Saya tak tunjuk, nanti kamu tak tunjuk, padahal benda sama. Tunjuklah. Okay, and then using the calculator, 9.8 minus 2.262 time inside the bracket, we put the fraction 0.96 below square root 10. Okay, what is the answer? 9.1133. And then we change this one to plus 10.5. Okay, 10.5 or 10.49 according to the textbooks. 10.49. Okay, that is the answer for the confidence interval. Similarly lah, what the textbook get, I also getting the same one. For the 7.7, you can try yourself. Okay, kamu cubalah buat ya. Kamu jangan tak cuba buat pula. Ni saya ulang banyak kali. Bila kamu tak cuba buat, kamu dengar sahaja. This one is not similar to the other biological subject. Yang ini dia require exercise. Kamu kena buat exercise. Bila kamu tak buat exercise, then there will be a problem for you. Kemudian bila you face with the real problem, there's no answer for that, then kamu akan gelabah lah. How to solve the question. Please make sure that you do. 7.8, a random sample of 200 workers found that 128 drove to work alone. Find the PQ where P is a proportion of workers drove to work alone. Okay, here is some of the symbol. P is a population proportion. P hat, ini kita panggil P hat, sample proportion. This one for the sample. I already explained to you what is the difference between the population and also the sample. Sample much more smaller, the number of sample size, the number of size compared to population. It involve everything, everyone. Okay, there is a sample proportion, population proportion. Now we go how to find the sample proportion P hat. We have a numbers, this one in the page 391. Okay, P hat X divided by N. What is the number of X? 128. 128 divided by total dia 200. Try to simplify lah. After you simplify, you get 0.64. And then this one, you can also find the value by following the formula, or much easier if you have the P hat. Then if you have the P hat, 1 minus 0.64. 1 minus 0.64 equals to 0.36. Okay, that is the for the Q hat. Okay, now we move to 7.9. This 7.9, the Z value is by using table E. Okay, table E. The one that T value using table F. The different ya, table F and table E. Please make sure that you know how to differentiate when to use table E, when you use table F. And then we will try to use table G. Another one is table G. Ada sebenarnya table B pun ada, tapi table B itu untuk yang binomial distribution yang sebelum ni. Okay, itu kamu boleh tengok sendirilah ataupun guna formula lah, using the formula. Okay, now we try to get the P hat. Okay, to get the P hat, how to find the P hat? Of course, the first one to do is to read the question. Apa saja soalan yang kamu dapat, kamu kena baca dululah. A survey conducted by Sally May Gallup of 1404 respondents found that 323 students paid for their education by student loan. Find the 90% confidence of true proportion of students who paid for their education by student loan. Okay, here we have the 90% confident interval, paid their student loan. This one, of course, the value for alpha is 19, but what you need to, sorry, not 90, the alpha is 0.1. What you need to do, dividing by 2, 0.05. Okay, 0.05. You are using this to find the Z alpha equal to. Macam mana nak dapat A ni? Kena tolak dengan 1. 0.95. Find inside, dalam ya, dekat dalam. And then the P hat, kita ada X over N. What is X? 323 divided by N, 1404. Okay, 1404. That is the proportion. And then this form is too big. Maybe you can change it to the fraction. It will be much more simple. 2.3. We get the P hat. And then after we getting the P hat, we trying to find the Q hat. Q hat equals to 1 minus P hat equals to 1 minus 0.23 equals to 0.77. Then you insert the value inside the formula. Saya nak tunjuk juga ke? Very simple sebenarnya ni. 2.23 minus this one you need to find lah. Ya, takkan saya nak tunjuk setiap kali kena tunjuk. You need to understand and you need to find it yourself. In the books, the value is 1.65. Square root P 0.23 times 0.77 divide by N. With the number of N, 1404. Okay, and then of course they have here 0.23 plus 1.65 square root 0.23 times 0.77 1404. Using calculator lah. Yeah, using calculator. 0.23 plus 1.65 times inside the bracket we have the square root. Okay, sorry, the square root first, and then we have the fraction, and then we have the number 0.23 times 77, and then we have the 1404, and then we have closing the bracket with the answer 0.2485, and then we change this one for plus. Tadi dah plus ya, minus lah, patutnya minus dulu kan. .211. Okay, this is the answer. It can be changed to the proportion. When we change it to proportion, sorry, the value here is the proportion ya. Saya salah ni. P, the value of proportion here 2.24.85, 21.1%. That is the value. This one you try to do by yourself lah. Okay, this one also is similar for the above. Saya dah tunjuk yang atas ni macam mana nak buat kan. It's quite similar. The formula itself is different lah, but you have all the number. You insert the number inside the formula, then you get the answer. This also the same. Now we move to the chi-square. Okay, chi-square. Okay, chi-square. Ataupun bahasa Inggerisnya chi-square, chi-square. Saya panggil chi-square lah. Tak tahulah ya betul ke tidak. Okay. When we want to use this formula for the chi-square, it involves the variant. You see here, it involves the variant. First of all, I need to teach you how to find the value for the chi-square value. Ni, chi-square value ni kena tunjuk macam mana nak dapatkan. Sebab this formula dia ada ni. Okay, chi-square right, chi-square left. How to find the value for the chi-square right, chi-square left. Now we try to do for the chi-square value. Okay, this chi-square value you need to use table G, if I'm not mistaken lah, table G. For this chi-square you can turn to page 461. Okay, 461. Table G, where is table G? E, F, G. The chi-square distribution. Find the critical chi-square value for 15 degree of freedoms when alpha equals to 0.05 and the test is right tail. Okay, test is right tail. For the chi-square, all the value must be positive. Okay, dia doesn't have any negative value. That's why the graph itself look like this. Okay, look like this. And also they have a right and also left tail. Right and left tail. For this one, if we look at this, this is the right tail. Right tail here lah, right tail. Okay, right tail, chi-square right. What is the value? We need to find the value. Okay, then of course you need to know the graph it represent what. When we have some value, it will showing this area. Okay, it will showing this area, and if it's one tail only, kita tak payah bahagi 2. The alpha do not need to divide by 2. Sebab apa? Sebab dia one tail. Kalau dia two tail, kita kena bahagi dengan 2. Jadi dia sama macam yang Z score tadi, tapi dia tak sama dengan T ya, table F dia tak sama. Yang ini dia agak similar dengan table E. Kita dah tengok table E, table F, table G. Jadi G dengan E ni dia quite similar. Dia ada alpha divide by 2, alpha divide by 2. Untuk table F ni tak payah. Dia dah ada siap-siap dah one tail dengan two tail. Jadi kalau one tail, kita ambil terus nilai one tail. Kalau two tail, ambil terus nilai two tail. But for the chi-square, when they're saying that one tail, no need to divide by 2. Kalau dia kata two tail, yes, we need to divide by 2. Okay, this one, chi-square right. Okay, the alpha itself is 0.05. It means that the area here is 0.05. Degree of freedom is 15. Now then we see the table FG, table G. Tak ada pula dah table G ni pergi mana? Oh ni table G, table E, F. Entahlah apa benda, tak tahu tu. Okay, the alpha 0.05 here, 0.05, and then degree of freedom dia 15. Ya, garis lah. sampai ke hujung. Here we have 24.996. 24.996. Then the alpha value is 24.996. That is the value. Now we move to 8.22. Find the critical chi-square value for 10 degree freedoms when alpha 0.05. Test is left tail. Jadi bila dia left tail, maksudnya dia dekat sini. Okay, jadi x chi-square left equals to 0.05. Sini adalah 0.05. Tapi dekat table ni dia bagi untuk area right. Okey, dia bagi untuk area right. Jadi sekarang ni kita kena tolak dengan 1. 0.01 minus 0.05 equals to 0.95. Jadi the area here is 0.95. Jadi kita carilah kat dalam ni 0.95. Here we have the 0.95. Degree of freedom dia 10. Okay, 3.940. Jadi kita dapatlah 3.940. Jadi x square left equals to 3.940. You can see at page 462, yeah, 462. Now we move to 8.23. Find the chi-square, critical chi-square value for 22 degree of freedom, alpha 0.05, two tail. When they're saying the two tail, that means they have two tail, right and left. Okay, right and left. We have the chi-square left, chi-square right. What is the chi-square left value and chi-square right value? Here we have the alpha 0.05, and then we need to divide the alpha by 2 because they have two places here. 0.05 divided by 2 equal to 0.025. Okay, when we have the 0.025 for the alpha, the value here is 0.025. Jadi kita tengoklah 22 degree of freedom, 22. Where is 22 here? And then the alpha value 0.025. 36.78. 36.781. Okay, 36.781. How about the x left? We need to minus. Okay, nak guna warna apa tak tahu. Warna ni lah. Jadi we have 1 minus dengan this one 0.025 supaya nanti kita dapat the value here. We want to meet the requirement here because it will give the area here. Then we can use the area here lah. 1 minus 0.025. Okay, 1 minus 0.025 equals to 0.975. Ada tak 0.975 here? Okay, berapa tadi? 22. 10.982. Here is 10.982. We have the left equals to 10.982. Right equals to 36.781. That's how you find the critical value for the chi-square Okay, chi-square. Now of course we move back to chapter 7 so that we can find the confidence interval if it using the value there. Okay, this one 7.13. What is the pages here? Hypothesis testing. You need to go back to the chapter 7 so that we can solve the question. I have the book here. I'm not sure whether you have the soft copy or not, but do refer to the textbook lah ya. It's better like that. We have a main reference what to do. Okay, here we have the find the value of x square right, x square left, 90% confidence interval. That means if we draw the diagram here, we have the x square right, we have the x square left. Okay, x square right and x square left. And also it's a 90% confidence interval equals to 0.9. The alpha itself is 0.1. We need to divide by 2. Then it equals to 0.05. Here the value is 0.05. I change to red color. 0.05. Okay, here is 0.05. Here also is 0.05. First of all, it's much easier to find the x square right. How to find the x square right? We using this. Okay, saya buat warna hijau sini. Kemudian, what is the confidence intervals when n equals to 25? When n equals to 25, degree of freedom here, df equals to n minus 1. 25 minus 1 equals to 24. What is 24? Here 24. And 0.05. Here 0.05. 36.415. 36.415. Then we need to find the value for the chi-square left. How to find the value for chi-square left? Do remember here, the assumption here, the regulation here. 1, we need to minus 1 minus 0.05 equals to 0.95. 0.95 here, 0.95. 24. 13.848. 13.848. Okay, please make sure you know how to find the chi-square, whether they are left tail, right tail, or you need to be confirm it. Now we move to the real question. Find 95% confidence interval for the variance and standard deviation of the nicotine content for cigarette manufacture if a sample of 20 cigarette has standard deviation of 1.6 milligram. Assume the variable is normally distributed. Here we have the 95% confidence interval. Then the alpha will be 0.05. Alpha divided by 2, 0.025. And the n sample is 20. df equals to n minus 1. 20 minus 1 equals to 19. The standard deviation equals to, standard deviation S equals to 1.6. We need to draw the diagram. Okay, draw the diagram. we have the right tail and two tail. I change the color. Okay, here we have the x square right, x square left equals to okay, and then here we have the value of 0.025. Here we have the value of 0.025, and when we want to find the value for x square left, we need to minus with 1, equals to 0.975 for that part. Then we use table G. Degree of freedom is 19. What is 19? I enlarge it a little bit. 19. Okay. And then the 0.025 here, 0.025, 32.852. We change to red lah. Okay. And then for the x square left, chi-square left, we have 0.975. 0.975 here. 8.907. That is the chi-square left. Okay, that is the chi-square left. Now, after we find the value, we insert the value inside the formula. Okay, insert the value inside the formula. Square root n is 20 minus 1. Standard deviation 1.6 square divided by chi-square right here. Okay, 32.852. Then we have the standard deviation, similar, 20 minus 1, 1.6 square divided by 8.907. Okay, then you measure lah using the calculator. I try to do. Okay, square root, we have the value here, 19 times 1.6 squared, and then the below is 32.852. Okay, the answer will be 1.216. And then the another one, the below is difference, we need to change it. 8.907, 2.34. Okay, is similar to the page 403 ya, sama ya, page 403. And for 7.15, you try to do by yourself lah, whether you get the answer or not. Please make sure that you do not rely too much on my explanation ya. Kamu janganlah tengok saya buat nampak macam mudah. It look very easy, but then bila kamu tak buat, once you face the similar problem, you stuck. Kamu akan stuck nanti. do make sure that you do all the question, all the example inside the textbook here. Alan G. Blumen, Elementary Statistics Step-by-Step Approach. Then we will move to chapter 8 next week.